Hello, everyone. This is Bob King. I'm on the he, him from Ann Arbor Residential College on the bargaining team for Leo. And this is a presentation that we made to the administration recently. We thought it would be important to share with all our members. I think it really demonstrates extremely strongly how reasonable our demands are and why the university should accept these salary demands that we've put forward. You can see on the slide that how really extremely low paid new people are in Flint and Dearborn. And honestly, the mean salary in Flint and Dearborn is not much better. It's in the low 40s still. In Ann Arbor, we'd made a lot of progress. Last time we got to 51, but look at where that is with comparable universities. Penn State system-wide. So Penn State does what we are asking for. We're asking for the minimums to be system-wide. There should not be a $10,000 difference or any difference between what minimums are at Flint and Dearborn and what they are at Ann Arbor. It's really, to me, it's a piece of structural racism that we are paying Flint and Dearborn less. They have really the students from the lower income families. They have this, much greater diversity in race. And so we think it's important to demonstrate the DEI principles of the university to have a common minimum across the system. And look at this slide. Penn State already has it across the system. UMass has it across the system. Rutgers has it across the system. University of California. And so two really important points. They do it across the system. So they're doing already what we're asking our university to do, proposing that our university does. And then number two, look at how much higher the salaries are. So Penn State is similar to what Ann Arbor is, just at the first level, but then UMass is 5,000 more than Ann Arbor. Rutgers is 12, almost 13,000 more than Ann Arbor, and University of California is almost 16,000 more than Ann Arbor. So, our proposals are extremely reasonable, and the university should meet them. All right, so then we also wanted to look at, because we're losing really good lecturers that the university should be concerned about, because we want the best lecturers for our student, and not just in Ann Arbor, we want the best lecturers in Flint and Dearborn, and we're losing some really top-notch talented people, because look at the area community colleges. In Washington, with a master's, you make 60,000. With a PhD, you make 66. These are starting salaries again. Please remember that. And then at Henry Ford, it's 48 and 55, all well above where our membership is at Flint and Dearborn. And even the Washtenaw is even above where our Ann Arbor members are starting. So it points out really great inequities and things that we can fix in this bargaining. Last time we were able also to get Mott and have the Mott numbers, but for some reason they were taken down from their site. But we know really clearly our current Flint campus chair, Toth, he was willing to share his salary as low as it is at 42.5, and he's being offered. He's one of the people put in for a job at Mott. There'll be 62,000, so almost a $20,000 raise, and then it would even be higher than that because he would get some additional income from summer teaching. So, if University of Michigan leadership and administration cares about keeping the best quality lecturers, they have to raise the wages at all three campuses. And then even another comparison people asked us about was K-12. So we went to the Ann Arbor School, the Education Association represents those workers there, and they gave us this information. So brand new people starting with a master's make 50,195. If they start with a PhD, they start at 55,887, so almost 56,000, and then they get regular raises based on additional education, additional certifications they get. So again, dramatically better than what the university is doing and hiring people, whether it's any of the three campuses really. So this needs to be fixed. Then another point we thought was really important, actually, that one of the regents asked us, he said, well, what happened to retention rates? Because we're concerned about retention rates for students, and you don't improve your retention rate for students if you don't improve it for your lecturers, because lecturers have the most contact with, especially first and second year students, teach the overwhelming majority of classes in those areas and all campuses. And so we see that the raising the salaries last time, not enough, obviously, because we're trying to get it to where it should be this time, but it was significant progress last time. And it really, there was a 39% reduction in the turnover rate. It's still too high. It would be more conducive to more retentions, more graduations, and even I think more recruitment if we kept the good lecturers for longer periods. We didn't lose them to public school or community colleges or other universities that are paying higher than we are. So I think an important pay. So again, just to finalize, we want to be clear about our demand for long-term viability for Flint and Dearborn. We think this is very much in line with the last budget proposed by the U of M regents and the university. We're saying should agree, our proposal is they agree to provide 15 million to each of Flint and Dearborn campuses for the use of the following goals. And that is number one, to protect the long-term pay and job security of lecturers in Flint and Dearborn. Is very sad, and people, we know that we've had big losses in Flint and Dearborn because of COVID, and I would say over austerity to compensate for COVID. The university did much better than they thought they were going to do during COVID, but this 15 million to each campus is clearly impacts the pay and job security and working conditions of our membership. And we want that higher number because we're not just concerned about ourselves. We want the campuses to be long-term, but we also want the continued support and increased support for student success, increased retention, higher graduation levels. We want to fund additional efforts to grow enrollment. That's really important. Families and students in the state of Michigan really need a great university like the University of Michigan, and we want to bring Flint and Dearborn up to the same level of desirability with these kind of efforts as we have in Ann Arbor. Again, it's a counteraction, should be seen, this should be really being proposed by the administration because they say they care so much about DEI. So we're hoping together we can care about DEI by providing this amount. And then really, we also think it's not our job to bargain for them, but we want to be clear, we support increased salaries for staff and tenured faculty, and with the proper money allocated from the central campus, then this can be handled easily. So thank you very much for listening. Please share these. Feel free. You can contact us. We can get you a copy of the slides if you want to share it with other members of faculty or staff. Thanks a lot for joining us this morning. This presentation was made to the administration recently in one of our bargaining sessions, and I really want to make sure to credit Ian Robinson. I presented the slides, but Ian's the one who put together all the information that's in the slide that is, I think, so effective and so powerful. So thanks, Ian.